Hey everybody, this is a video response to Spooky University's topic on college educations. This is the third or fourth time I've tried to make this video, and because it's a difficult subject for me to talk about, first of all, I do not have a college education. So a lot of the questions I don't think I'm qualified to answer. I can only go on secondhand knowledge from my son's education, and he is a college graduate. So let's get started. Should college education be free for all? Well, it sure would be nice. I know that not every student coming out of high school would go to college. Whether it was free or not, they probably wouldn't. A lot of them are tired of school. They want to go to work. They want to make their own money, whatever. But there's a lot of students that want to go to college and just cannot afford it because colleges charge an arm and a leg to go to school. And I think it's terrible. So yeah, I think if it's not free, it ought to be very, very, very affordable. I mean, my son was thinking about taking classes online for his master's. And my Lord, $1,000 a credit. Now, is that ridiculous or not? I mean, my word. I think if colleges can't be free, they at least ought to be $20, $30 a credit. I really believe that. Then you have to pay for it, but it wouldn't be so extremely expensive that it wouldn't be out of your reach. You know what I mean? So, and that way everyone who wanted to and wanted to put the effort out to go to college would be able to. I think it's a shame that a child wants to learn and they're not able to. So, are students gaining the knowledge they need from their college education to make it in the real world? I can't answer that question. I don't know. I'd assume that the real world is so different from what people think it is. You know, when you're in school, so I'm assuming that's how it is in college, that unless you work and go to college both, you don't really know what the real world is. When you're taken care of by parents or whatever, until you get out in the real world and start paying your own rent and buying your own groceries and paying your own utilities and your car bills and the insurances, you won't know what the real world really is. So that's what I consider the real world. So I don't know if college really prepares you for that or not, because it's a shock when you have to start doing it on your own. So are college level instructors good enough? Again, you know, there's good and bad in every industry, every field, and in my opinion, in my son's case, even in high school, there's a lot of teachers that are nuts, and there are a lot of good teachers. So, you know. Should college-level instructors be required to work in their field of study before they are allowed to teach? Well, it would be nice, but it's not feasible. I mean, I don't think it is. That's the cat. Scared me to death. Just like Bob said, he got his degree in music. So does that mean all of his instructors have to make a living in some kind of band, orchestra, music situation? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So it would be nice, but do I have a college education? No. As I said before, I don't have a college education. I have gone to college. I do not have a degree. Do you believe that it's necessary to make it in the real world with a college education? Well, I know there's all kinds of people out in the world that are making it without a college education. I think it helps to have a college education. I think if you've got two people and they're both applying for a job and one has a college education and the other one doesn't, now who are you going to pick? You're going to pick the one with the college education. But it's been my experience, excuse me, On several of the jobs that I've had, every job I've ever had, I've had to be trained. And at one job, I worked for the post office, and it was in an encoding center. And I've talked about that before, but it had to do with computers and stuff. Everybody had to be trained, whether you were college educated or not, you know. So on my husband's job, there are college educated people that work on his job, but definitely that's not what they got their degree in. Everybody had to be trained on their equipment. You know what I mean? So yes and no. You can make it in the real world without a college education. Everybody knows that. But it's a proven fact that college-educated people make a whole lot more money than uneducated, college-educated people. But you got to ask yourself, is money everything? I mean, my son did get a job in his field. He got a double major when he was in school, mathematics and computer science. But the kid works 16, 18 hours a day. He makes good money, but is money everything? I've told him, I said, you're killing yourself, you know. Is it worth it? Sometimes, I don't think it is. I really don't. I would live a more, what am I trying to say? My lifestyle would not be, I would not live high on the hog, as they say. You know what I mean? I would rather live a less complicated lifestyle than have to work 18 hours a day. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Well, that's about it. There's a lot of things I could say about college, but most of it, to be honest about it, is it a negative? I have negative feelings about it. Because really, I think colleges, I know you're supposed to send your child to school and they're supposed to get an education, but they have to take so much junk and fluff when they go to college that's not really in their field. And you know, why do you go to college? Is it for an experience? Is it to learn a trade, to learn some kind of craft? Or why do you go to college for? I mean, in my opinion, you go to college to learn a skill, to learn a trade, craft, some kind of subject that you can further your, you know, get a better job or whatever you want to do with that. But I guess college is more than that. You know what I mean? Is that good or bad? I don't know. I think probably everybody could, their degrees wouldn't take so many years if they were just taught the subject that they're trying to get the degree in. You know what I mean? I hope I've made sense. That's about it. That's about all I have on the subject besides going into a rant about it, and I could. This is Melissa reporting from up in the holler. Bye, everybody.